welcome back to Chris Meets Chris, and welcome to the first video of 2024. I hope you had a great New Year's, and today I want to talk about a piece of gear that I got towards the end of 2023 that I absolutely love, and it's going to be in my kit for all of 2024, and that's the Zhiyun M20c from Zhiyun. This is a 20-watt RGB light. This is the combo version. They do sell a non-combo version as well as a non-RGB version. A quick disclaimer, Zhiyun did send these over for me to review. However, I'm not being paid to review them, and I actually reached out to them because I saw a few videos on them and I thought these would integrate perfectly into my workflow and potentially yours. So without further ado, let's unbox this. I'll show a few specs on the screen, and then I'm going to show you how I use these lights in every video. So again, this is the combo version, and what's included obviously is the light itself. It is a 20-watt RGB, fully app controlled, 2500 to 10,000 Kelvin light. This is plenty powerful for a fill light, as well as it comes with some modifiers on here. They're magnetic. Now these are the bread and butter of this whole system. We'll get into those in a little bit. You're going to get this USB-C charging cable, which is a fast charging cable, as well as this little silver bag to hold everything in, and the papers. Now that we've got this unboxed, I want to show you a few practical ways in which I use this light in almost every single video. And the first is as an accent light. So behind me here, you can see that I have a red Leica logo, a light up red Leica logo. And this serves as a practical light. So what that means is it's actually visually motivating where a light is coming from. And you can see the red on the corner here. The only problem is that this light actually doesn't emit any of this red light at all. What you're looking at is actually the Zhiyun M20c off camera. And as you can see from my 360 camera, you can see it pointed at me from the side. Now I'm going to show you what this would look like if the light was off. So you can see how much it's really doing and how it's only hitting me and it's not splashing all over the place. And that's because of the barn doors. So if I were to take this light and I were to remove the modifiers, drop them on the floor, now you can see there's a splash of red on the back wall. There's way more light coming through and it doesn't look as natural. That's why these modifiers are so important. There's a lot of really good small pocket lights. A lot of them don't include the ability to be able to modify them, especially this easily, and you end up having to put tape or something else around to block that light from spilling all over the wall. So let's put that back to how it was. Immediately you can see it's way more subtle, but it just gives that little, it just gives your video that little subtle thing that makes it feel just a little bit different. And it's an accumulation of all of these little differences that make things end up feeling cinematic and looking great. So that's the first use case. The second use case is as a spotlight. As you can see, I'm well lit. There's a nice little accent light coming in off the side from the practical light that we can see right there. But then there's other times where I'm showcasing something, maybe it's this lens, and I want you to be able to clearly see it because this is a product that you need to see. However, instead of wanting to blast all of this light coming from the key light, I would use something like this, which has all of these attachment points, I might add. Drop it into my little cage up here, and long press. And right now we have a blue light coming on, which is not what I want, so we're gonna go into the app, and yes, of course, it is app controlled. So here's the product that I want you to be seeing, and boom, we turn that light on. Now we have a beautiful spotlight lighting up our table without ruining this entire set. So everything still is nice and balanced. I'm well lit. You can see the practical on the side. The table's well lit. But again, this is not spilling all over the place. If I were to just open this up, now we've got even more light all over. I want to be able to direct this light in the way that I want to. So I use this on almost every video as a spotlight as well. My third use case for this light is as a fill light. Here's an example in my last video where I used an M20c as a fill light using the computer screen as the practical, driving where that fill is coming from. As you can see, it just adds a little touch of light that would be coming from the computer screen that really sells that the computer is what's lighting it up. And I just have the M20 right here lighting my face. So you get a very nice light on my face. It looks like I'm looking at the screen, and it really just sells the whole frame. The light features this magnetic cage which easily comes off and you can take the light out. However, I would highly recommend leaving it in this cage because what you get is not only do you get all these different mounting points with the cold shoe mounts and the quarter 20, but you also get this magnetic strip on the back, so you're able to put this onto any metal surface. I also just love the design of this, and I love how they've integrated the battery into the design itself. Fully charged and full power, this light lasts between 30 to 40 minutes. After 80% power, the fan does kick in, and it's not crazy, but it's kind of as loud as a laptop would be. So I wouldn't recommend having this right next to your microphone, else you will get a little bit of that audible noise coming through. But again, I use these mostly as fill lights, and as you saw, it doesn't really bother me at all. Another way that I use these lights is for product photography, and having the full RGB really helps with that. For example, I had to shoot a product shot for this brewer right here. It's called the Pulsar, and I really wanted to take inspiration from the box with the purple and the black. So what I did is I just set up a little black mat. I had the brewer there, put the MC behind, used a little bit of atmosphere in a can, just to kind of allow the light to really show through, and I was able to get this picture. Another thing I like to use these lights for is the effects. So they have a bunch of built-in effects. One that I really like is the lightning effect. And you're able to obviously change the speed. You can make it go faster, slower. And in my last video for the intro, I used a couple of these MCs to have those orange lights blasting in. You really got a nice atmosphere going, as well as having the lightning effect lighting up the film in front of it. And here's the video in full, so you can really get an idea of how this all works together. So these are easily top 5 my favorite pieces of gear which I own because of the versatility and the footprint. They are so small, but they are so versatile. The possibilities are endless of what you can do with photography and video. I think Zhiyun really hit it out of the park with these. They're not too crazy either. I believe they're about 200 Canadian with the combo pack. So you pick up a couple of these and you have a extremely versatile mobile kit that you can use in every single video. A lot of the times I don't want to go through the trouble of setting up my big lights when I just need a few small lights for some shots. And so having these the size that they are makes me want to use them more, and I can throw one in my bag, I can take it home. It just adds to the whole joy of creating. And when you're making videos on your own, stuff like this that saves time and really helps elevate your videos is something that I'm going to choose every single time. If you're interested in purchasing one, I do have an affiliate link down below. I hope you enjoyed this quick, somewhat informative review. And Zhiyun, thank you for sending these out, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.